Hi, it's Eve from Fasting Feasting Foodie, and today I would like to talk about how to start intermittent fasting and not losing your mind. It's not an exaggeration, really. It is such a revolutionary change into your life that you might feel that it's more difficult than you thought it would be. And so I've got actually 3 tips for you how to do it in a more comfortable way, how to start intermittent fasting in a more comfortable way. And actually, I've got 3 tips. The first tip is to take it easy. Why it's so important? Because when you get too ambitious, you are just too stressed at the same time, and because at the beginning it might be very difficult for you or unexpectedly difficult, you might just lose the track and just think that that it's maybe not for you. It might not be for you, but you might also feel that it's difficult, but it's worth trying, and uh, allowing this allowing yourself to be such a person that accepts some defeats, some failures, because after every failure there must be success. There is no other option. Failure, success. That's the way it is. So if you do it gradually, if you take it easy, you just allow yourself some room for for treating yourself more kindly, and to be more tolerant with yourself, and to be more forgiving to yourself. So this attitude will get you through all this process that might be really, really very difficult. So it's tip number 1: take it easy, babe. Tip number 2: uh, do it gradually. You don't have to fast 23 hours and eat for an hour, or fast for 23 and a half hour and feast for half an hour. You don't have to be Omeider from the very beginning. Start gradually. If you are not a breakfast person, skip breakfast. If you don't have time to eat dinner because you've got total havoc at work, just skip it. Nothing will happen really. Eat, bigger supper. Experiment. And I experimented that way, because I think that we have to eat when we've got not only hunger, when we feel hunger, but when we have proper conditions to eat. If we are in a hurry, we don't have time to chew our food, there is no point in eating. You might as well skip it. Or if you are so enthralled with what you are doing, you don't have to just stop because somebody told you that it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you have to eat. You might go for a walk. And so skipping meals is just one of the method, and skip the meal that is most inconvenient for you, whether it be breakfast, dinner, supper, you name it. If you, for example, if you've got some sports classes in the evening, it might be that skipping dinner is better for you, contrary to what nutritionists and fitness experts might be saying. Another strategy to do it gradually is to eat snacks during your fasting hours. It might sound counterproductive or even total bullshit, because fasting implies no eating. So maybe I should call it under-eating stage, because sometimes you might do it in such a way that you eat one big meal For example, a day, it might be, for example, in the evening, and you snack throughout the day. And I did it in the beginning in such a way that I was a little bit mimicking the warrior diet. It wasn't warrior diet as such, as far as food groups are concerned, but it was a warrior diet as far as meal bulk is concerned. So I ate, let's say, for example, a piece of fruit or 2 pieces of fruit when I was really hungry, and then big meal in the evening. And I will tell you one thing. I especially recommend fruit as your snack, but not, half a kilo, 2 kilos, not in the style of raw food. Raw foodists, vegans, but more in the style like that you eat one apple, one orange, one banana, when you are really, really famished. And believe me, that when you eat fruit, when you are really, really famished, you will be ravished by this experience, really, because the fruit would taste just gorgeous. And another advantage, some sort of extra of this under eating on fruit, is that you will get satiated both in body and mind because of the pleasure that eating fruit might give you. But after a while, you will notice one more thing, one more benefit of eating fruit on a very, very empty stomach. It will be such a gorgeous food for you that you will not crave sweets. That's something that I stopped craving when I was eating fruit snacks throughout the day. But don't eat too many or too much of it, because for example, if you are looking for this alertness during the day, or more opportunity to focus, or better condition to focus on what you are supposed to do throughout the day, it's better not to eat too much. Because, for example, I can attest on my experience that eating too much when you have some things to do is just disturbs you in a way. It just unfocus you on what you are doing. Maybe because you feel a bit sluggish, maybe because you are thinking about eating, about preparing, washing after, whatever it might be. So if you decide to snack on fruit or nuts, or some small portions of, for example, dairy, do it with very, very small portions, so it's not to feast on it, just to, it's an under eating. It's for the purpose of quenching your hunger. And it will help you really to go through, this under eating stage, or to go to your eating window. So my second tip was to do it gradually, and I gave you 2 strategies to do it, 2 good strategies in my opinion. And the third tip for you is do it discreetly. What I mean by discreetly, it's not that you should hide because you are doing something unspeakable, but this is some sort of revolution in your dietary thinking. And you might feel that you are a little bit of a freak, that you are doing something as if, against society, really. That's how I felt. For example, whenever I went out with friends to a restaurant, I felt compelled just to explain myself why I'm not eating with them. And I know from time perspective that they didn't care, at all, because actually it's our business, it's our intermittent eating, it's our intimate matter. And we don't have to eat for company if we don't feel like it. And actually people well, don't think about it too much. People generally don't think about us too much because they are busy thinking about themselves. Well, that's a great psychological truth. But we think, at least I thought at the very beginning, that I'm doing something so strange that I have to explain myself. And you don't have to do it because it's just it stresses you even more. Just go there and nobody cares if you eat with them or you drink with them. You might eat if you want, but you might also drink water or tea or coffee, and nobody would mind actually, or shouldn't mind, if the person is in their right mind, in my opinion. So of course, if you want, you might inform people what you are doing, why, but it's not necessary. So don't feel that you have to tell everybody, from this time on, I'm not eating anything till evening, because it's actually not necessary. So my third tip was to do it discreetly. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. Bye.